Literally, get that shit out of here, buddy. I all right. So I don't really know, like, I'm not perfect, all right? Let's just get that out of the way front end, okay? Your boy, I ain't no fucking saint, all right? But let me tell you something. I was taking a walk the other day with my doggies, right? I got a big one and a little one. They're both black doggies. They're both little muddy mutts. One of them's old, one of them's young, old generation teaching the new generation, the youngins, on how to behave and how to live in the world and shit. How to walk about, how to sniff about, how to shit properly, keep it on the side of the road, Make sure you pick up your shit, This is something everybody knows. Everybody who's got a doggy dog and you take them outside. If you're good for anything at all and you're not a fucking piece of shit, you pick up your shit from your doggies, all right? So I'm walking my doggies in my little neighborhood, and we got this loop that we do, and they automatically be gravitating towards the route, okay? So sometimes I like to throw them a little curveball, you know what I'm saying? And I say, no, we going this way, okay? And so once they realize we're switching it up, they happily oblige, and on our merry fucking way we go. So the way I take in this particular day, it takes us the longer way, so to speak. And at some point, eventually, the path converges with the original route that the puppies are used to taking, that I'm used to taking, you know what I'm saying? And so as we're making our approach towards the intersection of the original path, I hear a couple of roadies out there hitting the road with a little extra cream on the fucking whip, And so I'm thinking, oh, good thing we missed that. I got these doggies. I don't want them to be scared of no automobiles. So I'm walking. I'm headed towards the origination of the commotion, right? And I see this peculiar substance in the middle of the fucking street, which, mind you, wasn't there earlier, because like I said, we were gonna take that way, we diverge, and then we come back around. So now I'm looking and I see two cars headed up the fucking hill, which, by the way, this is a hill that we are about to ascend. I see two cars. One of them is the little loud whip that likes to go. The other one is a minivan designed to carry a larger capacity of people and or things, right? So you got two automobiles. I'd guess maybe no more than 4 people total between the two cars. It could very well have been one person in one car, one person in another car, just them. All of this space they got. And me, I got 2 fucking doggies in one hand and 2 bags of shit in the other hand, right? I ain't got no fucking car. So you can imagine my distaste when my eyes fell upon this discarded waste in the middle of the fucking road. I see it. I see a plastic bag, like a shopping bag that you get at the shopping market. And I approach it. Let me fucking tell you, in the year 2025, your boy does not expect to see a plastic bag full to the brim of styrofoam in the middle of the fucking street. As if you, and by the way, let me just paint the scene. There ain't no fucking driveways or nothing in any area sort of close to this occurrence. It was not trash day, okay? So ain't no wind-blown trash here. This is somebody placed styrofoam in a bag, fucking styrofoam to go, hold the food, and they said, I'm gonna drop this out the fucking window of my car or at the back of my truck, and I'm just gonna fuck right off. So now I'm thinking to myself, right? I just watched these two automobiles drive up and away with all the fucking space in the world. They could have held trash from fucking 16 houses for 4 weeks, right? They could have fit all of that shit in their cars. And now here I am. Remember, 2 doggies in one hand, 2 bags of shit in the other. And now I'm looking at this extra bag of shit on the ground. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't just walk on by. This is my fucking neighborhood. This is where I live. This is where my little ass was raised. This is where I walk my dogs. And this is that styrofoam that if you fucking breathe on it, the little pellets come off all over your fucking fingers like fucking fairy dust. Spread around nature. Here's some fucking forever plastics for you. You'll be rotating this through the soil for the next 400 years or some shit like that. So of course I gotta grab the fucking bag, and now it's a matter of how do we adjust my hands equipment so I can carry all this. So what do? I take the bags of literal shit and I put them in, I stuff them in the crack of the styrofoamy, and I take that shopping bag and I hold all of it, all the shit, the real shit, the biological shit with the artificial shit. And now I got 2 doggies and 4 shits. And 1 pissed off motherfucker, right? So imagine being that fucking guy, you know, you're in your little fucking whipped up Subaru thinking that you're all that. Maybe you got a broad in the back seat, or maybe 3 broads in all the seats. You shut the fuck up. Anyways, he hears me talking about him, what can I say? And you have the knife to drive on by this plastic bag of trash, or fucking styrofoam, and thinking, oh yeah, that's somebody else's problem. See that guy with no car, 2 dogs, and 2 bags of shit? I'll let him pick it up, because so anyways, that was the scene. I could have told you that in 30 seconds, but I thought I'd make it a little bit more interesting. But it got me thinking, right, as I'm walking up from this, let's call it the epicenter of human filth. A representation of human filth, a microcosm, if you will. A microcosm of the chasm of disgust and disinterest we have in our own lands. We complain about things being bad, about things being stinky, and yet we don't give 2 shits about all the shit we spill in our streets. About the plastic and nails and shattered glass that we let rest beneath our feet. Why do we do that? I'm watching these 2 cars drive away, up and away on their merry fucking horse sleighs, and I thinking to myself, right, I said, what's the difference between them and me? Do I have a bigger heart? Do I care more? Did I fucking waste 70 grand on a degree that makes me unable to not think about environmental shit? Perhaps some of these things are true, but consider this, right? Consider this. It was a matter of convenience, right? A matter of convenience combined with time under tension, right? You ever heard of time under tension? It's something that I've heard in regards to exercise, right? When you exercise, and it's important to keep your body under tension for an extended period of time. Time under tension equals toned up fucking traps, brother. And anyways, so the time under tension of observing the shit littering our streets is much greater for the person walking on their own 2 feet. Myself in this story. And when you're in a car, right, especially when it's bumping your favorite tunes and you got your fucking souped up wheels and your rims spinning and shit and your muffler going, you don't give any second thought to what's going on outside of the vehicle, right? You're in your own bubble. We're already in our own mental bubbles, and when you put that bubble into the bubble of a car, oh, that's 2 fucking layers you gotta bust through to get to the heart of that person, right? So maybe they're not bad people, right? They don't have a vendetta against me and my fucking neighborhood and my doggies and shit. They don't want my doggies to eat no styrofoam. But what they are is buried. Buried inside a hunk of metal of plating and wiring and electrical and engine fields that make them, it gives them this disorder, right? It's the I don't give a fuck about nothing disorder. And they can look at that trash on the ground while they're whipping the turn, and they can look out and be like, damn, that sucks. Our world is going to shit. And then fucking rev the accelerator and get up that hill, pumping a bunch of CO2 out the rear, looking in the rearview mirror like, damn, look how fucking fast I'm going. And no shame on them, you see. Maybe it's the cars, maybe it's the way that we move through the world. It's quick, it's fast, it's fucking badass, you know. Ain't nothing badass about driving your souped up Subi onto the side of the road, getting out, picking up a bag. Maybe your posture is shit too, so you're bent over like an old kook, and you're picking up this garbage, and then as you're picking it up, a piece falls out, and now you gotta chase it down the fucking road because the wind blows it, because it's a light piece of fucking plastic, and now you feel silly because somebody's watching you chase a little fucking piece of trash, and then they're thinking, look at this person picking up their trash, they made this trash, but they don't know that it wasn't your trash. You just wanted to help somebody else, you wanted to help the streets look a little bit nicer, but now you're all fucking willied out because shit, if I was to stop and pick up every piece of trash I saw, I wouldn't get nowhere any day ever. So I get it. It's muy difícil. You, seriously, brother, I'm trying to tell a story and you're just looking at me like, what do you want to do something with it? I'll feed you in a fucking second, alright? Alright, just pump the brakes, brother. Okay. Seriously. It's really hard to change the world when your world is so wrapped, tight-knit, tucked around you and your shit. And it's not your fault. Fault. It's the way that our culture has been designed and programmed. It has its benefits, it has its drawbacks. One of them being nobody has the time to give a shit about the land that they live on, about the air that they breathe in, about the nutrients that create the bodies that they take for granted. We are too sheltered to do that. And I'm not saying everybody's gotta be an environmentalist, no way, Jose. Who's gonna cook the fucking delicious meals? Who's gonna stitch up the slices that people get out in these streets? But nobody made a rule that says just because you work in this or that industry that you can't love the place that you are in. And what does it mean to love the place that you are in, you ask? And I say, fuck if I know, figure it out for yourself. And that's sort of a joke, but seriously, nobody can tell you how to love the place that you are in except yourself. If when walking by a bag of styrofoam, there's a little flicker in your heart or a little voice in your head that says, yeah, you should pick that up, fucking listen to it. Jesus Christ, it's not that hard. If you want to go one step further, get your own plastic bag, keep it in your car, and for any instances in which you feel compelled to pick up some garbage, now you don't have the excuse of, well, I don't want no fucking garbage in my car. Well, you got a garbage bag in your car now. I'm watching these fucking cars drive up and away up the hill, and I'm trying to fight back the fuck yous and pieces of shit, and you fucking look what you've done to me. Because really, it's not their problem. It's our problem. We all suffer the consequences of growing up in places that look and smell like shit. When the world around you looks and smells like shit, you start to associate yourself with that same stench. Instead of going out into the field of life and swinging and hitting all the way to the fence, you stay sat, complacent on the bench. And that's okay. Because what you do on one day does not determine how you are for the rest of them. And that is on Jesus, baby. Jesus Christos. And seriously, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to pick up trash because you've got so much trash of your own, making it harder to breathe or cluttering up the beautiful, shiny throne that you deserve to be sitting on. Ooh. Hey, you stop eating the fucking neck, okay? I'm gonna bite your neck. I'm gonna bite your neck out. I'm gonna spit your jugular into the street, okay? Fucking make somebody else pick it up. But imagine this, right? Imagine if we didn't have no automobiles. I believe, truly believe that if more people walked, it would be impossible not to care about the walking places that you walk through. Because the way that we walk through the world reflects how we feel about ourselves. And when you increase that time under tension, if I haven't already mentioned, you can't help but see all the filth. And to want to do something about said filth because you are a beautiful creature. You are the reflection of God, of the divine, of everything that is good and beautiful about this world that is inside you. And I don't care if you don't see it. If you don't see it right now or ever, it is inside you. And I know that I have my own fucking plastic bags of styrofoam blowing around my psyche, cluttering up the goodness in my heart. But by God, don't let that stop you from taking that first step and making a fucking start. Because if we are all discouraged by the way things are now, we will all be knocked on our asses like in the comic books when they say boom, boom, pow. Anyways, pick up the fucking trash you see on the street, god damn it. Maybe, just maybe, you'll feel a little bit better about yourself and your place that day. And when you stop feeling better that day, that week, that month, that year, go ahead and pick up another piece of garbage. Because they're everywhere. And if you pick up all the pieces of garbage, go for a fucking swim, because there's way more out there in the deep blue sea, baby. Realistically, for any one person to look at the garbage problem, it is probably the most impossible thing ever to solve by oneself. But imagine if every day every person picked up one piece of thing that the other person threw away. Wouldn't that be nice? We'd finally be living in accordance with the way our fucking God-given nature lives. You die, I eat you up in the soil. You are born, you give back to the soil that ate you. And I know it can be difficult, muy difícil, to see the difference between someone else's trash and yours. But if you have ever put garbage out on the curb during a windstorm, let it be known, let it be certain that something that you have discarded is somewhere floating around a river, a stream, in the nest of a bird, in the fucking driveway of somebody with less money than you, less health than you, less happiness than you. You have left waste on this planet, whether you want to believe it or not. It is a fact. It is there every day. And it is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you die and we lose one more waste-producing piece of shit on this fucking planet. That is you, that is me, that is every single one of us. So next time you look at a piece of trash and think, that's not mine, I didn't put that there, how about you go put yourself in a fucked up piece of fucking shit house, because you, my friend, are a fucking waste. And I know you might think that contradicts what I was saying earlier about us being beautiful and whatnot, but we can be both. People are a little bit of a paradox. The most beautiful people have the most wicked thoughts, and the most wicked people were once not. So pick up the fucking trash, you know? Even if it means getting out of your car. Just think, there was a time when traveling from point A to point B, you had to map out days or weeks and say goodbye to your family, and maybe at one point you fall and you cut your knee and you're on a ship and you ain't got no vitamin C, so Doc comes up and says, listen here, C, we gotta cut off your leg all the way down to your fucking feet, and I'm sorry to say, but you're really gonna feel the fucking heat, because all I got is this tooth saw and a little bit of white sheet to wrap around the stump so that you don't bleed as much. But what the fuck am I talking about, dude? You are beautiful. Our land is beautiful. And as we work to make ourselves more and more beautiful, let me tell you, it becomes more natural to beautify the things around you. And that is something so fucking gorgeous. The creation of beauty in one demands the beauty of another. Sister, father, mother, and brother, all of us are beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Good night.